The whale pump is one of the most interesting and most important processes in the ocean. So, let's dive in! Whales, dolphins, and porpoises are part of a broad group known as cetaceans that are divided into the toothed Odontocetes and the baleen Mysticetes, which are the namesake of the whale pump. Whales and other cetaceans are marine mammals that fill the key consumer and apex predator niches of the ocean due to their intelligence and truly massive size. For example, the blue whale, the largest cetacean, is in fact the largest organism ever to exist, reaching 110 feet long. They are even larger than the largest dinosaur, the Titanosaur argentinosaurus. At the base of all marine ecosystems lies the phytoplankton, microscopic plants and algae that thrive at the surface of sunlit ocean waters. Phytoplankton is found in all of the world's oceans and can even be seen from space as giant, green, swirling blooms. Phytoplankton requires sunlight, carbon dioxide, water, and nutrients to survive just like other terrestrial plants, but unlike the rest of the flora on Earth, phytoplankton is free-floating on the water's surface. They cannot get their nutrients through the roots in the ground, so they must take in whatever floats around them. This is where whales come in. Whales need to eat a lot. In turn, they also defecate a lot. Whales dive down to pressures of 200 atmospheres, which makes it impossible for them to relieve themselves. Whales are also air-breathing mammals, so they need to come up to the surface to breathe. Therefore, whales also must defecate at the surface, providing the phosphorus, iron, and nitrogen-rich nutrients from below for the phytoplankton. Now, I bet you're wondering why this is so significant. Well, phytoplankton directly sustains all fish stocks, a staple food for over 3 billion people around the world. It also produces around 50 to 85% of the world's oxygen, so about every other breath we take comes from the ocean. Furthermore, during the photosynthesis process that expels oxygen, the phytoplankton stores hundreds of thousands of tons of carbon from the atmosphere, slowing down the effects of global climate change. The relationship between the whales and phytoplankton is not the only significant event of the whale pump. At the end of their life, whales themselves sequestered around 33 tons of carbon and sink to the ocean floor or the benthic zone. Here, scavengers like hagfish, giant isopods, and sharks feed on the whales' carcasses until only bones remain. Microbes will feed off the chemical reactions from the whale's decaying body, and after all the soft tissue is gone, small invertebrates will even dissolve the bones to feed on them in the marrow inside. These whale falls can feed a deep-sea ecosystem for decades, like an oasis in the desert. The entire whale life cycle makes up the whale pump, which has an insurmountable impact on climate stability, the carbon cycle, and all life on Earth, from the tallest mountain to the deepest abyss.